All right, folks, welcome back to the Marketplace Show Reset. I'm Anthony Weeks, and this is segment number 2 on business, economy, and public policy. This is going to be a special broadcast on two fronts. This is going to be part 1 that we're going to take a look at smart city technology and IoT. IoT stands for Internet of Things. And the two between applying the smart city technology and IoT, artificial intelligence, basically big data, and how as we look at the task of rebuilding our infrastructure in this country, as you know, Congress, the federal government, both the White House and Congress, are hashing out the details in terms of obviously the costs of rebuilding America's infrastructure at 1 point something trillion in terms of all of the different transportation, bridges, and all the important infrastructure for us as a country. And then obviously the other types of infrastructure, human infrastructure, if you will, and resources available to us as a country as well. And so today, what I'd like to do before I get into this, I published an article that was my third article in the Virgin Islands Consortium. And the title of the article is labeled "Envisioning the Future and Leading a Digital Transformation Through Smart Cities." Now, I'm going to share part of the article with you, but what I need for you to do in order to read the entire article in its entirety, I'm going to invite you to go to www.caribbeanamericasingleeconomy.com, or the short way to go there is www.casereport.news. Again, www.casereport.news. When you get there, you click on the menu button that says Acapella, and the Acapella button is where it says more. You click on the more button and the drop down window, and you click on where it says Acapella Asia. It talks about our Asia initiative and how we are building relationships and building bridges between ourselves and the Asia Pacific region, and specifically our relationship with Taiwan, the relationship between Taiwan and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and what are some of those very specific areas of opportunity. So I will share with you parts. I will extract part of the article from this article that was been published recently on the VI Consortium, but then you're able to go and read for yourself the entire article and other articles that I published as well. Simply go to www.casereport.news, and once you get there, you click on the menu button that says more. The menu will drop down, and you click on Acapella Asia, and that's where you'll see all of the articles that I have published. Now, here is I'm going to extract a couple of paragraphs from this article. I begin the article by saying smart city technology and Internet of Things, IoT, is the next big thing, according to Cisco. That's a quote from Cisco. A global phenomenon, an internet of everything through connected devices. Trees will talk to networks. Networks will talk to scientists about climate change. Cars will talk to road sensors, which will talk to stoplights about traffic efficiency. The ambulance will talk to patients' records. Electronic medical records will talk to doctors about saving lives. All driven by semiconductors, artificial intelligence, big data, and blockchain. And Taiwan is a leader in the space of technologies, working alongside U.S. states, cities, territories, and other countries globally. So the question is your city a smart city? And what makes a city smart, by the way? What are smart cities and why do we need them? Smart Cities Council describes smart cities as having digital technology embedded across all city functions. A smart city is one of the leverages technology to increase efficiency and improve the quality of services and life for its residents. Smart City Initiative can cover anything from power distribution, transport systems, street lights, and even rubbish collection. The idea is to use data and technology to make everyday life easier and better for people who live and work in the city, while maximizing the use of resources. More and more of us are living in cities. United Nations predict that 68% of the world's population will live in urban areas by 2050. And this means our cities are facing growing environmental, societal, and economic challenges. By making cities smarter, we can overcome some of these challenges and make cities better places to live. One report by McKinsey Global Institute found smart city technology can improve key quality of life indicators, such as daily commute, health issues, or crime incidents by 10 to 30%. That is according to Forbes. And so wanted to be able to give you a little bit of a background. Now I'm going to be joined, I'm expecting, I should say, hopefully those who have committed to be part of the program. I've been leading, if you will, a Virgin Islands delegation to Taiwan for the past few years, started in 2018. The first delegation I led was about 20 members of the Virgin Islands community were in that delegation that went from the U.S. Virgin Islands to Taiwan to attend the Smart City Summit and Expo. And there were members of the private sector, private sector business owners and professionals, and also from the public sector, from the Virgin Islands government, those government instrumentalities that are responsible for infrastructure. And the reason for this was because we were obviously in the post hurricane of Irma and Maria, coming out of the hurricane and the devastation and the damage that's done. Obviously, our infrastructure have been really severely impacted, and so we know we need to rebuild our infrastructure. So the idea was, if we're going to rebuild a more hardened, a more resilient infrastructure, we also have to do it in a very smart way. We have to do it in a way that, we're going to use technology to improve how our technology is built and how our infrastructure operates. Okay. And so what I'd like to share with you is I did not attend for obvious reason this year, 2021 Smart City Summit and Expo in Taiwan this year. But what I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you information, some of the information that was presented at this summit, Smart City Summit in Taiwan. And so at this point, let me, if I will, pull up what I'd like to see here is the presentation on this year Taiwan Smart City Summit. So while I do that, I will scroll down, and what I'd like to do, I'd like to first play, before I get into that, I'd like to play a piece that speaks to the role of 5G and why 5G is important, and on how and the why, if smart cities technology is going to work, why and how it's going to work and the need and the necessity for 5G?
Opportunity for transformation.
These technologies will form the world of the future. We cannot afford to be written out of that future.
You have to keep in mind that more or less everything will change.
We as an industry classify 5G as better speeds, lower latency, and the ability to connect with a very large number of devices that are suited for very high-end applications.
Some of the applications that are likely to come from 5G, autonomous driving, developments in the healthcare area, smart cities, manufacturing, energy.
The 4G technology is connecting people. The 5G technology will be connecting objects.
When we talk about global connectivity, the relevant measure would be the number of connected devices. If there's roughly 20 billion connected devices today, it's projected globally there will be 50 billion connected devices by the year 2030 alone.
In order to be able to handle all of this traffic, you require a network that is much more flexible, and that's what 5G will bring.
It will be machines talking to machines, IoT or Internet of Things.
In manufacturing, for example, you can monitor much better all of the machinery that is part of the manufacturing process as well as the logistics.
You can start to predict and anticipate where the defects will happen. And as a result, you can improve the efficiency that can translate into billions of dollars of savings for the industry.
Just imagine a new scenario where everything is connected. Do we need traffic lights? We don't need traffic lights. You just speak and say, I'm going home. The network knows where your home is. The network knows where all the cars and the traffic is.
The result of that ends up being reduced energy consumption, reduced carbon footprint.
For many years, environmental policy relied on educated guesses and hunches. There wasn't really a very strong evidence base. And so this is where I think technology can help us far outpace what we've been doing in the past.
What 5G will open up is this instrumentation and transportation of data that could really take healthcare to a completely new level. Right now, if someone's having a heart attack, there's no way of sensing that. 5G and beyond will allow the early detection well before you even feel the symptoms.
5G is going to underpin the digital economy in many countries, and that's why it's really important that we get these enabling conditions right.
But I think we have a behavioural issue that we need to address. We spend a lot of time engaged with our devices to the extent that we're looking at how do we actually make people look up when they cross the road. There's one thing about being a smart city. The other challenge is, do you use this technology well? Does it make us happier people? Do we use the city in a better way?
We need to focus on not just the near-term economic benefit for the corporate world, but the societal benefit that 5G will bring.
If you put a VR lab in a school, the students can explore the pyramids of Egypt or even the solar system. But on the continent, there are challenges with even basic internet access today.
A lot of infrastructure in countries is built by governments in order to attract corporate investment. So governments need to decide what are the infrastructure elements they should be encouraging investment in.
5G gives us the potential to leapfrog into the next generation of connectivity. And I really hope policymakers, tech entrepreneurs, mobile operators, civil society activists pay real attention to making sure that this era of human history really becomes the generation where we close that gap between the rich and poor parts of the world.
So clearly, you've heard that was a short snippet piece on the importance of 5G. Now, 5G is controversial, like everything else, right, in life is controversial. I don't think anything is immune from controversy. But just to kind of simplify and put things in perspective, and before I play the presentation out of Taiwan, that annual Smart City Summit and Expo that takes place on an annual basis in Taiwan that the U.S. Virgin Islands have been attending for the past 4 years. Before I get into that, before I do that presentation, what I'd like to do is kind of put things in very simple terms here. So you heard in that presentation pretty much to an exact point why 5G is necessary. And so when you understand where things are going, okay, as far as technology, okay, let me kind of put things in perspective here. It has taken less than 2 decades for the commercial internet to go from innovation to indispensable, from fun to fundamental. About 2.5 billion people are connected to the internet today, a third of the world's population. There are projected to be about 4 billion users by which was 2020, or more than half the global population. Continuous access to information, commerce, communication, friends, and entertainment, among the myriad of other things, has become a daily fact of life for billions and will soon become a reality for billions more. The internet makes its full weight felt in more high impact areas such as healthcare, education, government services. Access to digital services will only become even more essential for everyone in the years to come. Business consultant firm Frost & Sullivan projects that the global smart city market will be valued at $1.5 trillion, and that was as of last year. And this is important because, again, when it comes to people-to-people connection and communication, 4G and 3G was sufficient to do that. But for smart city technology and Internet of Things to work, we need greater bandwidth, and we need higher latency, and we need more speed. And 5G represents that. Now, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the reason why we're in a unique position, that we have missed the mark, if you will, but there's still a very slight window of opportunity for us to salvage this opportunity. That in order for technology to go from 3G to 4G to now 5G, and it will continue, you have to have the fiber optic network, the technology in place in order to scale it like that. And we are fortunate in the U.S. Virgin Islands, one of the few places in the world, and when I tell you this, we are one of the few places in the world. We are a tiny, obscure little island out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and Caribbean Sea, that we play a big role in terms of one of the few places where you have a fiber optic network responsible for literally encompassing and providing high-speed internet to the entire continent of South America that has about 700 million people. Think about that for a second. Little St. Croix, Frederick said St. Croix, provides the technology, the fiber optic running from Frederick said St. Croix with the subsea cable all the way to South America, literally circle the entire continent of South America. And why South America has high-speed internet is because St. Croix is that ring, that infrastructure that makes it possible. Incredible. And so I wanted to be able to, for you people to understand that that we are playing a role and don't even realize the role we're playing. We have not leveraged it to our benefit internally. It was created to be able to go external, to be able to help connect markets and other locations around the world. But we are doing our part. We're doing our part in terms of those relationships that we're forging in both in the private and public sector and academia. And our initiatives are called CASE. CASE is the Caribbean America Single Economy, helping to better strengthen and build better more integrated relationship between ourselves and our neighbors within the Americas and the Caribbean. And then there is the technology CASE Tech Initiative, which focuses on technology and how do we improve the lives of people of the United States Virgin Islands as rest of the Caribbean region and the United States and the rest of the world. But specifically, how do we connect and build relationship between ourselves and the Asia Pacific region? And we are in, when we talk about, we are part of a chain of islands, and those chain of islands are called the archipelago. So the CASE Technology Initiative is called Archipelago. Okay, so whenever you hear me say Archipelago, it's referring to our technology initiative, working closely with both those private sector, for-profit organizations, nonprofit organizations, government instrumentality, as well as academia. And so countries like Taiwan are key allies, because Taiwan is a leader in the Southeast Asian Pacific region, and we have a close relationship with them. And so we're going to be able to collaborate with them and leverage a lot of the state-of-the-art technology. Taiwan is one of the largest semiconductor companies. One of the world's largest semiconductor companies is a Taiwanese company called TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. I hope I got that right. I got the acronyms all screwed up. Anyway, you got the idea. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to go to the tape where this year, 2020, the Smart City Summit that takes place annual in Taiwan, we normally, a delegation from the Virgin Islands is usually in attendance at this event, but unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we did not attend this year's summit. Keep in mind, Taiwan is literally 13, 14 hours ahead of us. So right now, it's now, what is it? What time is it? It's now, it's 2 o'clock in the morning in Taiwan, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. So it's very difficult, it's hard. We would literally have to be up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. If we were going to participate, we would literally have to be up those hours to participate, and it's really not practical. So that's why it's better if we are able to go and be there in person to be able to attend this event. So what I'd like to do now, like I said, I'd like to go to the tape to play this presentation on the Taiwan Smart City Summit and Expo of 2021. All right.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all the online viewers from around the world, welcome and thank you all for coming in to the first session of 2021 Smart City Mayors Summit. Now, before we move on, kindly reminder, can I please have all the guests please turn off your cell phone or switch your cell phone to airplane mode so our conference can go on smoothly. This year, the Mayor Summit is held here at Nangon Exhibition Center, but at the same time, we have viewers not only from here in Taipei, but also from around the world coming in today for wonderful presentations and, of course, international roundtable. And ultimately, not only just in person, but also virtually. At the same time, of course, Taipei Mayor Ke Wen-je and delegates from cities worldwide will also engage in all talks with one another regarding how each city leader can further optimize and utilize all the technologies we have here at hand in order to promote a more effective pandemic control. And at the same time, to also speed up the recovery in smart cities. Now, before anything, joining the summit today are the mayors and delegates from 16 cities. Now, when I read your name, can you please also wave and say hi to the audiences for us? Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please welcome Wen-je Ke, Mayor of Taipei City, Taiwan. Welcome. May we also welcome Shanshan Huang, Deputy Mayor of Taipei City. Thank you. Andrew Pittam, Deputy Representative of British Office. Hello, welcome. Renee Bierput, Deputy Representative of Netherlands Office here in Taipei. Welcome. Now may I also welcome Kwang Yong-jin, Mayor of Daegu, South Korea. Hello. Good afternoon. May we also welcome Randall Williams, Executive Mayor of Tshwane, South Africa. Hello? And we would also like to welcome Jir Snijic, Deputy Governor of Central Bohemia Region, Czech Republic. Anne-Marie Jane, Vice President of Eurométropole de Strasbourg, France. Good afternoon. Roy M. Loyola, Mayor of Cremona, Cavite, the Philippines. Hello. May we also welcome Michael Kasper, Mayor of Town of Kolin, Czech Republic. Hello. Jiri Babu Maharzan, Mayor of Lalitpur Metropolitan City, Nepal. Good afternoon. Mahfouz Musa Sadir Sai, Mayor of Port Louis, Republic of Mauritius. Welcome. Moving on to Zdeněk Hř, Mayor of Prague, Czech Republic. May we also welcome Timothy Bowles, Mayor of West of England, the UK. Hello. Gabo Kaparfanias, Deputy Mayor of Budapest, Hungary. Welcome. And Stephen Brain, Chairperson of Digital Cities, Royal Borough of Greenwich, the UK. Welcome. Again, I would like to thank all the delegates for coming in today and also the representatives, mayors, and delegates coming in today. But before anything, I would like to take this very special opportunity to invite everyone to take a virtual group photo. So the delegates will have to look into the camera, and I would like to invite the speakers here in Taipei to come up on stage for the photo session. May I please invite Mayor Ke, Deputy Mayor Huan, Deputy Representative Mr. Bierput, and Mr. Pittam onto the stage. Thank you. Now, all the delegates, are you ready? We will be looking into the camera all together. Please give me your biggest and warmest smile. Thank you very much. Are we all ready here? Okay. All right. May we please all look into the camera? Ready, set, smile. We will be taking another screenshot of this video conference, but in order to make this photo a little bit more lively, can I please have all the delegates here, also across the globe, put your thumbs up like this, yes, as we take another group photo all together. Ready? If we have the delegates online, can we also put your thumbs up? If you can hear me, yes? All right. Ready, set, raise your thumb. All right, thank you very much for your time, and thank you all for joining this group photo shooting. Again, Deputy Mayor Huan, Deputy Representatives Mr. Pittam and Mr. Bierput, you may remain to your seat. Thank you very much. But before anything, I would like to also invite Taipei City Mayor Ke. He will be giving us a welcome remark. And we will be setting it right now. After the remark, Mayor Ke, at the same time, will also share with us a very comprehensive presentation on Taipei's smart city development and outlook. Now, before anything, Mr. Ke will be sharing his warm remark. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Okay, hello all. I'm Mayor Ke of Taipei City. Our annual Smart City exhibition, traditionally held in March of each year, was delayed last year due to the emergence of COVID-19. As a result, the 2020 exhibition was held both virtually and in person. Despite the changed format, we still received enthusiastic participation from city and the country representatives all over the world. Due to Taiwan's diligent pandemic prevention efforts, our 2021 Smart City Exhibition and the Mayor Summit are able to be held in person. Overseas countries and cities that are unable to enter Taiwan at this time will participate virtually via video conference. Executive Director Jordan Reeve of the Canadian Trade Office in Taipei is joining us. Is joining us. Deputy Representative Mr. Rini Billy Put, the Netherlands office, Taipei, and the Deputy Representative Mr. Andrew Pitten, a British office, is joining us here today at this revenue. I'm grateful that you have all made time out of your busy schedule today to come and participate in this summit. After the worldwide pandemic is over, it doesn't matter whether it is the economy or simply daily life. It is impossible to return to the time before. To adapt to this new normal, Taipei City's strategy is to prevent, assist, and transform. These ideas are meant to change the mindset of company and the people alike, so we can implement new ideas to build a new socio-economic model. Additionally, Taipei is actively promoting construction of digital infrastructure to make society more resilient and the business stronger. As a result, Taiwan will be able to rise up to the future challenge. Taipei City has both a good environment and the technical conditions for smart city development. The ICT industry has not been negatively affected by the epidemics, but instead has grown. To quickly restore life to normal, I believe that many cities are using technology to control the epidemic. Taipei City is willing to share our successful methods, experience, and advice about how we have handled epidemics. We are all aware that the new normal under the pandemic has greatly changed the direction of the smart city development. We hope that through sharing our experience, the Smart City Summit will bring closer cooperation between cities. Finally, thanks again for participating in today's event. I hope that the epidemic will under control next year. At that time, we will welcome the city leaders to visit Taiwan and participate in a smart city event in person. See you in Taipei next year. Thank you.
Thank you again, Mayor Kay, for the warm remarks. But right now, Mayor of Taipei City, he will also be making a presentation on Taipei's smart city development and outlook. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome Wen Zheke, Mayor of Taipei City.
Okay, first of all, welcome to this Smart City Mayor Summit. I will present our Smart City initiative and tell you some successful programs that are ongoing. And I hope that you can find many opportunities for collaboration between Taipei and your own cities. Next. If someone said that we are good, maybe we are good. But if everyone says that we are good, we should be good, okay? In fact, Taipei City got a high score in different smart city evaluation. For example, we are in IMD Smart City Index. Taipei was ranked number 8 in the world. And in ESI Smart City Government score, we also got a high score. Why we can achieve this? Because we emphasize open government, open data, public-private partnership, and the citizen participation. And we construct an ecosystem in which the government, citizen, and the private industry can all share the economic and the social benefit of a smart city initiative Next. From 2020, the Smart City Initiative began utilizing this approach we call the 1+7 field, which refers to one main core and the 7 additional main projects. One main core is smart government, and the 7 additional fields include smart security, smart building, smart transportation, smart education, smart health, smart environment, and the smart economy. Next. We try to set up an ecosystem by 2 ways, bottom up and top down. What is bottom up? Taipei City can be a living lab for proof of concept project from any company. We help as much as we can. We provide a space for you to test, and you provide a solution to test in our space. And we try to combine both of them to complete the project. This is bottom up. What is top down? In the long run, Taipei City government is a big buy. I mean, we need a lot of service to provide to the citizen. And every year, we will tell the industry what kind of service we need. And you can provide solution to meet our service, and we will buy the service. Next. Here are some successful programs. Hello Taipei. If you download an app, Hello Taipei, then if you find anything wrong in the city, you can tell the city government by internet, okay, through this app. And we try to set up Taipei City as a cashless society. So we have smart payment platform. You can pay utility bills, student tuition, even public housing rent through this app. And we set up citizen service grant platform. Any interaction between citizen and government can be complete on this platform. And we hope the government can be more efficient through this platform. Next. 2 years ago, I visited Estonia in Europe. What I learned there is the most important key component in an ICT system is identification. So we have Taipei Pass. Taipei Pass can, through Taipei Pass, okay, we know who you are in the ICT system. And through this system, okay, through this system, you can pay utility bill, student tuition, and even public housing, okay, through this app. And now, in our city government, okay, we hope everyone can download this app. And in the meeting, we raise a QR code, and everyone can scan the QR code. Then, I mean, we can register you as a participant in the meeting. So, Taipei Pass is a very important identification for every individual in Taipei. Next. In the long run, the pandemic will fade out. What will we need in post-pandemic era? I believe it is digital transformation. And what should government do now? I believe that the government cannot know the business much better than enterprise. So, what the government should do is to set up an infrastructure for enterprise and the individual to work very efficiently on the infrastructure, and that's all. So, what we need to do is to set up a digital infrastructure in post-pandemic era. Next. And the cashless society is what we need in post-pandemic era. Last year, we have a stimulus voucher to stimulate economic development okay, in the pandemic suffering time, okay. And we find one problem. In fact, only 88% of total citizens chose voucher electronically, only 8%. To me, okay, any crisis is an opportunity for you to change. So I add some fringe benefit to induce more people to use stimulus voucher electronically. Finally, okay, 40% of our senior citizens use their senior card as a stimulus voucher. And the 35% of senior high school students use their student ID card as a stimulus voucher. In fact, the percentage is not very high. However, it is a beginning. Next. And last September, okay, 55% of students' parents in Taipei City use linked family account to pay school and the related fee. And in fact, 36% of the elementary school students' parents pay school and the related fee electronically. Why? In fact, because the parents of the elementary school students are younger. This is why we have higher percentage in elementary school. Next. In Taipei City, we have 456 boroughs office. And now we try to set up a digital system in each borough office. And we hope this digital administration system can make the administration easier and more efficiently. And now there are 19 borough offices are using this system. And this is a pilot test. And after it can be successful, after it is successful, I hope we can spread to other boroughs. Next. There are 236 schools in Taipei City, including elementary school, junior high school, and senior high school. And now, we have the 85-inch touchscreen monitors in every classroom. And we have free Wi-Fi and the internet port. I mean, the smart campus infrastructure has been completed. And now we try to go to the so-called Smart Campus 4.0. I believe, okay, if we try to change a society, we must change the school first. So we spend a lot of money to set up campus digital infrastructure. And I hope in the near future, through the change in the school, we can gradually change the whole Taipei City society. Next. This is something we are testing on the road, okay? Autonomous bus. If in the midnight, okay, you find some buses is driving without driver, don't be surprised. We are testing it, okay? Next. We set up 5G network in the hospital. And now, there are some robots to deliver medication and the meal to the patients. And we try to decrease the contact between persons. And we hope the risk of contagion can be decreased as well. Next. Well, anyway, welcome to 2021 Smart City Mayor Summit, okay? Smart City Conference and the Expo. This is a collaboration between Taipei City Government and the Taipei Campus Association. I hope this can be a platform for us to cooperate in the future. Next. Next. In the future, any connection between Taipei City and your own city are welcomes. Okay, and we hope we can find more opportunity to work with each other, and this is a platform for us to work together. Okay, thank you.
Once again, thank you, Mayor Ke, for the inspiring presentation. Thank you very much. As Mayor Ke has previously mentioned, the government and civilians should really work together in order to seek a bottom-up and top-down way to provide solutions. At the same time, through the integration and promotion of services, we can at the same time build a more efficient smart city. Now, we have also invited distinguished delegates from the foreign offices here in Taipei, and they will also be sharing with us their national smart city strategies, at the same time, their future visions and how they can further cooperate with Taipei City. So ladies and gentlemen, let us first invite Mr. Andrew Pittom, Deputy Representative of British Office, here on stage. Welcome.
Deputy Mayor Huang, distinguished guests, distinguished mayors and officials from a range of cities around the world, as well as distinguished colleagues in the room. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak briefly on behalf of the British office and the UK about smart cities. I've got a couple of slides. I'm just going to touch on three things. First of all, I'm going to talk about why the UK is an attractive partner, why we hope the UK is an attractive partner on smart cities. I'm then going to touch a little bit on best practice and collaboration with Taiwan to date, because there's already been some fantastic collaboration and we hope to see more. And then briefly talk about how government can support and provide the framework and the environment to support smart cities presentation. So if we can go to the next slide, please. So why the UK? I think you all have seen in Mayor Ke's presentation that in one of the reports anyway, London was considered in 2019 as the most smart city in the world. It's often up there. We've got speakers from two very smart cities in the form of Bristol and Greenwich today, and other cities in the UK have also been to the Smart Cities Forum before and engaged with Taiwan. Over a third of the cities in the UK have smart cities ambitions, and that's growing. And there is government support in terms of £200 million for ICT infrastructure. And our industrial strategy, the UK government industrial strategy, has ways that it can support the environment and infrastructure around smart cities. Legislation is also key, and I think that's a key thing that the government can do in terms of ensuring that the legislation enables innovation. Next slide, please. These are just some of the areas where the UK has expertise, so whether that's urban planning, where we have, I think, over 18,000 architecture companies with great expertise, or infrastructure and engineering, where we have many more companies that can contribute data software and analytics. We have excellent expertise in terms of software development. Our universities are very engaged in both teaching and research in Internet of Things, and this all contributes to the UK smart cities ecosystem. Transport is another one, with Transport for London having smart cities at the centre of their transport policy. Hydrogen buses is obviously a big part of that, and lots of that best practice has been rolled out around the world. Next slide, please. So you'll hear more from both Bristol and Greenwich, but I just wanted to briefly mention both of those. And Bristol has this initiative called Bristol is Open, which is a joint venture between the city of Bristol and the university. And this has developed one of the strongest 5G network testbeds in the world, as well as in the UK. And this is enabling companies to come in and test their technology and try to find solutions that support the citizen, which is ultimately what it's all about. Ways to ensure that the citizen and citizens' experience is central to things. So there's some great experience from Bristol and the west of England, and I think you'll hear more about that later. And then Greenwich also has some collaboration with Taiwan. They've been out here for Smart Cities forums before, and there's a particular emphasis on autonomous vehicles. Next slide, please. So this is briefly just to touch on government's role, and I've mentioned one or two things already in terms of funding and legislation, but just to mention our catapults. So we have a number of catapults in areas, but the most relevant one for smart cities is the Connected Places Catapult. And this brings together policymakers, academia, business, partly funded by government, to accelerate industry collaboration. And this, we feel, has been a central part to progress we've made over smart cities and our smart cities strategy. And if I can move to the next slide, please. And I'll move to the final slide. So Mayor Kerr is right that if you are out at 12:30 at night on Xinyi Road in Taipei, you may see a driverless vehicle going past. And we in the British office had the pleasure of joining with Deputy Mayor Tsai to test this technology by a company called Turing, which is UK-inspired but very much Taiwanese. So I think this is a nice example of collaboration we've had here with the city of Taipei. I think it's also a reminder of how many elements of smart cities can contribute to the climate change agenda. And so many elements naturally play to a low emission agenda. And with the UK hosting the COP26 Climate Change Summit later this year, that's obviously central to our strategy as well. So I will leave it there. Good luck for the forum, and thank you again for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Piron, for your wonderful sharing. Now, I would like to invite our next guest, Mr. René Bierput, Deputy Representative of Netherlands Office here in Taipei. Welcome.
Your Excellency, Major Ko, distinguished guests online, distinguished guests present here in the room, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm delighted to be here today at the Smart City Summit and Expo. My name is René Bierput. I'm the Deputy Representative of the Netherlands Office Taipei, and I will share with you our Dutch approach on building smart cities. This topic is very important for Dutch policymakers, as the smart city concepts allows for implementing new data-driven technologies in order to solve social challenges within a city and hence improve the life of its citizens. Next slide, please.
I'm going to stop the tape there because we have to transition from segment number 2 to segment number 3. Segment number 3, I will be joined by members of the Virgin Islands delegation to Taiwan. Well, at least I'm expecting them to. They did say they will do their best to try to, based on their schedule, to be able to participate in segment number 3 coming up next with my colleague Michael Gerard, who's co-host, and he was part of the original trade delegation that went on the first trip to Taiwan, attending the Smart City Summit and Expo. So I'm going to end there, end segment number 2, and transition over to segment number 3, which is part 2 of the smart city technology and Internet of Things, IoT, and the digitization of our infrastructure. All right, folks. So what we'll do is let me end here, and I'll see you coming up next on the Marketplace Show, Reset, segment number 3 on technology, e-commerce, tech talk. This will be the continuation, part 2 of smart city technology and IoT.